Hello, and welcome to my podcast. Whether you're walking to work, having a cup of coffee, or just seeking positive vibes, join me as I share timeless wisdom and practical tools to make your life better. Hey friends, how are you doing? I hope you've been fine. I'm good also, and today I just want to be honest, I was a bit hesitant on doing the podcast, but I always get the strength from just knowing that I do it to leave it as a legacy. And I hope that if you listen to this or ever listen to this, it impacts or help you. And yes, that's it. That's why I'm here. Each and every day I'll show up, and I know that I want to show up as the best version of myself, and I'm doing it for me and for other generations to come. So welcome, and thank you for listening to today's episode. So today I want us to talk about a question that I was asked by one of my friends, and she asked me, Mercy, how do you know that you're good enough even if you feel lonely? Lonely that in the sense that she does not have a partner. And I just thought that we should do this podcast and talk about self-worth. And so I went digging, and I first began by checking out from the dictionary what self-worth means. And what I know it is knowing that you are a good person and deserve to be treated well. And from this, I also added that it is knowing that you're enough and that you're special. And I also wanted to look at a list of what doesn't determine self-worth. It's your bank account, your job title, your attractiveness, your social media. All these have nothing to do with how valuable or worthy a person you are. And it's also things like emotional abuse. You growing up being told that you're not good enough, or you're a failure, or you've not made it as our society says it, by maybe your parents or by maybe your family, and especially now in this generation that you're living, by maybe your spouse. And all these don't determine your self-worth. These don't determine that you're not a good person. These don't determine that you don't deserve to be treated well. All this doesn't define your worth as a human being. So what determines your worth as a human being, and how does healthy self-worth look like? From my experience, I know that healthy self-worth can be, maybe you're this person who did get good grades in school, and you maybe didn't get maybe the perfect job that you wanted, but at the end of the day, you know that you are a good person. At the end of the day, you know your strengths. At the end of the day, you know, maybe I was good in school, as good in various subjects. And yes, I am a human being, and so life will always have these negative experiences, but they will not determine that I'm not a good person. Or the opposite of it, maybe you're a person who did not get good grades when you're in school, and so you kept on showing up, you kept on reading hard, you kept on doing your best, but at the end of it, you didn't let that stop you, and you became this person who knew that you were more than just your schoolwork. And so you set realistic goals for yourself. And outside here now, you are thriving because you know that at the end of the day, it's not the effort result code that we live by, but it is about the values that you have that make you a good person. It's about things like being kind. It's about things like being a person filled with empathy. It's about being a person who is full of love. It's about things that make you a better human being. And I also know that healthy self-worth looks like every day when you wake up, you know that you deserve to be here because God has granted you a gift every single day just to be alive. I really, really know that is healthy self-worth. That is you knowing that you're a good person and that you deserve to be treated better because if God has decided that you get another day, today, tomorrow, the next day, then no one's opinion can ever justify why you're here, especially for us Christians who believe in God. So for me, I know that is healthy self-worth, and that gives me reason to wake up every day. I know that I'm enough. I know that I serve or I have a purpose to serve that day. And so I wake up knowing that if I woke up, somebody else woke up, we are all enough. So that to me is how healthy self-worth looks like. And also knowing that I deserve the kindness from other people, knowing that I deserve to be loved, knowing that I deserve happiness. And that is it. So I want us to just talk about how to improve our self-worth. And number one, it's all about understanding that what you do is not who you are. It's about knowing that whether you win or not win in life, you still have the same high opinion of your value as a person. You still say, I know that I'm smart, I know that I'm talented, I know that I'm successful, I know that I'm worthy of happiness, I'm worthy of fulfillment, and I'm worthy of love. And it's also about understanding that no one is perfect and that we all have flaws, that we all have strengths and weaknesses, and we all fail and win because we are human beings. Most importantly, it's about embracing and accepting ourselves. And I also know that if we want to improve our self-worth, we have to be self-aware. And to me, this looks, or it's just knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and embracing each and every part of you. Because combined, your strengths and weaknesses make you special and unique and better. And I know this has been said a lot, but I also know that when you become self-aware, then you get liberated. You get to understand how the human being works. And most importantly, you stop beating up yourself. When you become self-aware, you stop always being in that situation where you are the victim. Because in that space of self-aware, you always being intentional, or you always make choices that are in honor with your values. So I know that is how we can improve our self-worth. And when you also are self-aware and know that you're enough, you also understand that other people you meet outside there are also going through their human experiences. And so you come from a place where you are so full of empathy. And at times you're even full of kindness, that people mistake it for weakness. But when you're self-aware, you are in control of your life. And in relation to that, I also think that how we can improve our self-worth and know that we are enough and deserve to be treated better is us not caring a lot about what others think. I think most of us have lived in this impressive path kind of life where we stay in that path for a very long time, and this impressive path is not maybe something that you want, and it keeps you rigid that you can even not take a risk because you risk losing in terms of other people's high regard. Can feel so costly, and in this you end up just doing things that are not in relationship with your even passion. You keep your passion or you let it stay low, and under no circumstance will you ever make mistakes or even just underperform. You live by the code of effort, result. And with this, you keep achieving until you think you know the answers to all the questions, including the most important one. You say that I'm good enough, and yes, in fact I am. But what we forget is that in all this, in this code of when I achieve something is when I am enough. What you do is that you will be in a chain of beating up yourself. You'll be in a chain of when you don't achieve the results that you set, in a chain of self-pity and end up maybe in depression. And I do know this because I've gone through it. And I was also talking to a friend today, and she was telling me that she's in this, or she was in a state where she thought that because she did not have a job, people around her could not even help her. She thought that she was not enough, and she hated everyone in her circle. And I remember I was also in that stage where I didn't have a job, and mine was a very long period of time, 10 years. And everyone kept on telling me, that is what I thought people kept on telling me, that they kept on saying, oh, she doesn't have a job, or she's not looking for one, or she's not doing well. And these thoughts led me to think that I was not enough because I did not have a job. And I know the society has set the bar that if you don't have a job, you're not doing well. And even in our country, which is true, if you don't have a job, you cannot get your source of income, or you cannot sustain yourself. But when you stop feeling sorry for yourself and do something about it, then opportunity comes. In this sense, when I stopped being so grumpy about not having a job, I took the step of coming from a place of kindness and love, and I did polish my CV in a better way, and I started sending it out, and I got a response. And right now I'm out there hustling, and this has shown me that I was always enough, but my thoughts of effort, of result, my thoughts were the ones that were keeping me stuck. And so I just want to urge all of us, let us know that we are always worthy, we are always enough, whether we've achieved something or not. At the end of the day, you'll always remain a good person. At the end of the day, you get to see another day. At the end of the day, you deserve to be treated well. At the end of the day, you are worthy of happiness. At the end of the day, you're worthy of love. And no matter what happens, just walk head high and self-accept, self-love, and understand yourself. That's it. Don't beat up yourself. Just know that these are human experiences and we all have to go through them. Both negative and positive experiences. But how you navigate through them is what gets you to continue walking head high. So my dear friends, I just want you to always remember that you're good enough. And remember that there's no other Mercy, there's no other Lillian, there's no other Alice like you. And if you get to see another day, just remember that it's a blessing. So start looking for your light. Start telling yourself each day, especially mornings when you wake up, I am a good person, I am good enough, I deserve to be treated well, I deserve to also treat other people well today or tomorrow. And I deserve to self-accept my situations and accept myself. Yeah. So till next time, God bless and stay safe. Sending you love and light your way.